What is up, guys? Welcome back for another poker vlog, and we are back at Firefly. Yep, awesome. So we are at Firefly, and I'm with my girlfriend, and she'll be playing today. So we got a little bit of girlfriend versus boyfriend action. Make a little side bet. Whoever places higher has to pay, or whoever places lower, I guess, which means worse, has to pay the other one $20. Ooh. You like that?
We didn't agree to that.
We're agreeing right now to it. So, if she beats me, I'll pay her $20. If I beat her, she'll pay me $20. But I'm excited to film some hands. It will be on the live stream, so I will maybe clip in a few of her hands if she wins some big ones. But anyways, guys, please drop a like, subscribe, comment. First poker vlog of the new year and first vlog of season 3 here at RF Poker at Firefly. And we're gonna try to win it. Alright, guys, what is up? Back for the first poker vlog of the new year. And I have Queen 8 of Hearts in this hand. Blinds are going to be 25-50, and I'm in the big blind. So, of course, I'm going to check this around when the action comes to me. So right now there's about 5 people that are going to call, which is just 50 all the way through. So not bad, but I'll go ahead and let you know. This video is not going to be super long. It's about 25 minutes. I did not add any of Megan's hands in, though she did really well. She ended up placing 14th, so really awesome for her. But the flop's going to come pretty solid for my hand. 6, 9, 6, 2 hearts. So I have a potential for a running straight draw, so I could get 7, 10 for a straight. I also just need another heart for a flush, so I'm actually going to bet this because I think I may not be ahead at the moment, but I have the best 2 draws, so I'm going to bet for 150, and we're going to have 3 folds. So only Jake, who's down there, you can't see him, but Jake's down at the end of the table, and then another guy are going to call. So 2 calls to this $150 raise. I actually am pretty happy with having 2 calls because I could get a really good hand potentially down on the turn, but I don't. The 4 spades comes off, so a brick. So this is where I get not really nervous, but I really want to charge them the max right here. So I'm gonna do one more bet for 600, just because any high cards, aces or kings, are gonna try to get out of here. They possibly can't call this. I say even a 4 cannot continue, but they're gonna call. So I have 2 more calls, and unfortunately an absolute brick, the ace of clubs, and not just a brick but a scare card for me. Should I bet this one more time? I don't know. In the moment I don't. I end up checking because I kind of given up on this hand, seeing that if anyone kept calling, it's because they're ace high, and ace high hands get there, pocket pairs get there. Obviously a 6 is dominating me. So there's going to be one more bet for 2,000 down. I look at my cards one last time, and I fold this hand. Hi, guys. So the very next hand, I'm in the small blind. You can tell with seeing that green chip there, I get ace queen offsuit. So I was pretty happy to get this hand, especially after losing out on a hand that had a lot of potential early on. But that's okay. Ace queen here, definitely going to come in for a raise. And I'm going to raise it up to, it looks like either 275 or 350. I can't tell this far from the chips. I'm going to get 2 callers, which it actually ends up being the same 2 callers from the previous hand. So that's pretty awesome. And we're going to get 3 to a flop. And I'm pretty stoked with my hand. So hoping to see a queen or an ace. And after they're going to fold around, we're going to get a flop of 3, 9, jack, rainbow. So pretty awful flop, all things considering. However, I think I'm in the lead when action's going to check around. So depending on what the turn card is, I'm most likely going to put in a continuation bet, or I guess a bet on the turn. And the turn ends up being the king of clubs. Sorry, king of clubs. I bet this, and I end up winning this hand. All right, so it's been about a few minutes here. I believe the blinds are going to be 50 and 100 right here. And I have ace queen again, and I'm going to raise this up to 400. So we're going to have two immediate folds there. We're going to get one call, and that's the gentleman you can see right there. So I think we end up having two callers, actually, him and then someone else. But after showing, or no, I didn't show ace queen my last hand, but I think people are putting me down as a pretty tight player considering that I'm raising, pretty solid hands when they've gone a showdown. But flop's going to come 7, Jack, 10, 2 spades. So not a great flop, but not a bad flop. Gut shot will give me a straight. Really don't want to see any other spades because I don't have a spade in my hand. Really, the only thing I want to see is quite literally a king, but we'll see. Player is going to end up raising me, and I'm gonna call. So I'm gonna call for 375, and that's gonna bring in the king of hearts, completing the straight. So I'm happy with my hand now. I know I have a really solid hand. I'm going to bet 600 here, trying to get a call and just hoping to avoid a spade. And that is what we do. When the 3 of clubs comes in, I have the nuts on this board. And I can either check to him and he can bluff off, but I decide to try to get a little bit of value. So I bet 1,000. He thinks about it for a little bit, ends up folding, and I win with a straight. So really weird hand here, 6-2 offsuit. You must be wondering, Goose, why are you playing this hand? It's, well, because I'm in the big blind. And when you're in the big blind, you're willing to play a lot of different hands. So I'm going to probably fold to any raise. I'm probably just going to check, and everyone just calls. So I'm going to battle with my 6-2 offsuit. And the flop comes 4-5 Jack Rainbow. Do you believe in miracles is what I'm saying. So I'm a gut shot away from a straight. I'm 6 high. No real flush opportunities or anything like that. No, I mean, I got the straight opportunity, but even if I hit a 6, I can't possibly be good, I don't think, on this board. Maybe. Action's going to check all the way through, so that's good for me. Sorry, there's going to be one bet. I end up calling it, and then the king of hearts comes off. So this is the hand in which the king of hearts comes, I believe. Sorry, not king of hearts, but I forget in the moment if there's a raise, but I'm still waiting for that 3, and I'm going to get a raise to 500. I'm going to get a bet of 500. I end up making the call because you never know. And I get extremely lucky when the 3 of clubs comes off, giving me the nuts on this board. I check to my opponent, and he ends up checking back, and I win with the straight. So ace king offsuit. And by the way, if you hear snoring, it's not even my girlfriend, it's my dog. My dog's a bulldog mastiff, and he can snore quite loudly. But I have ace king offsuit in this hand. I'm going to raise it up to 600, and I'm going to get a few folds. And what's funny is right before this hand starts, they announce break. So this will be the last hand until break. And I guess what that means is people think I'm trying to steal the pot. So it was beautiful to get this hand at this moment because I had joked about getting aces before the break. But I'm going to end up getting a raise by Ash, who is the player in the hoodie across from me. He's going to raise it to 1,600. I end up making the call for an additional 1,000. And with ace king offsuit, hoping to hit a king, to be honest with you. Actually hoping an ace or king giving me top, which would give me top pair, top kicker. King comes here. I know I'm solid. So I end up, action starts with him. He ends up raising to 1,100. I think about it and decide I'm not going to slow play this in case there's any pocket pairs that could either be sets at this moment or that could make sets later on. I end up raising him to 3,400. He thinks about it. He looks at me and says ace king is good. And he ends up making the fold. So he ends up making the fold right here, and I'm pretty happy to win this big pot before a break. So yeah, Right now I'm just going through a montage of a few of the hands that I don't play, and throughout this montage I end up making a couple table changes. And a lot of nice looking hands, for sure playable hands, but some of them I'm folding right off the rip. Some of them I'm calling and then folding to any bets. Of course, I would call that King Jack, but no, just figured I'd show you that not every hand I get's good, but now let's continue with the action. So, really weird hand. So I come in very quickly. I'm the big blind. I end up hitting a king on the flop. So you had to rush this one. So I have top pair with a six kicker. The turns ends up being the two of clubs. Sorry that I had to rush right there. But yeah, I was the big blind going into a table change. I hit top pair, two of clubs. I ended up betting 800 on the on that flop. I end up betting another 1,600 on the turn, giving is that there's two spades out there. I have top pair with not a good kicker. I'm thinking maybe there's some flush draws. I guess there is a chance at a straight draw. If there's queen jack, obviously ace or nine completing that. But I end up trying to charge, not really the maximum, I charge 1,600, which is at this point the blinds are 2 and 4, so not a really fun bet to make. And I'm going to get one call, and that's going to be Rachel across from me. And she's going to end up making this call. And the river is going to end up being the three of spades. So I really hate this. Completes a flush draw. And to me, I just think, I'm like, maybe she's got an ace 10. But the good thing about ace 10 is that only put one spade in her hand. Maybe she had the ace of spades, so it would be a better card to bluff with than it would be to obviously try to get value with. And I talked to her, and I try to walk through her hands, and I end up looking at her and saying, well, if you had ace 10, that only means you have one spade in your hand. To me, that's the one hand I think she has, possibly. She was on a straight draw, and she ends up betting 3,000, and it's so hard right here. Puts me in the blender because I ended up checking to her. And like I said, I go back and forth in my head and ultimately come with the decision that if she's got it, she's got it. So after thinking for a while, you're going to see me, I end up putting in the call. And thankfully, she shows me her cards, Queen Jack, and I am good and I win this hand. All right, guys, so pocket nines. And pocket nines is a pretty solid hand here. Now, all things considering, I'm not in the blinds, not on the button. Probably gonna raise this hand up, and I would. However, action gets a little bit weird here. As I'm going, there ends up being one all in to 2,800. I have nines, so I'm not going anywhere. I end up making the call, and funny enough, two players make the call behind me. So kind of strange here. So there's four players going to a flop. And the flop's going to be the queen 4-5 rainbow. At this point, the all-in player is good. I don't know what the other two players have. Ace-king is not good right here. Ace-10 is not good. So we're just going to check through. And the turn's going to bring the two of diamonds, which really doesn't change this board because I don't think that, maybe ace-3 suited. Maybe ace-3 suited made this call, but I'm going to check, and everyone else is going to check behind, and that brings in the river, which is the 6 of diamonds. So, yeah, kind of dicey. At this point, a 3 completes a straight. I am definitely not going to raise this because of everything that beats me. A queen beats me. 3 beats me. Ace-3 would beat me. Pocket 10s, pocket jacks, pocket kings, aces beats me. We end up just checking this through, and it turns out my nines end up winning because the two players that called was an ace-10 short stack and a pocket 8 short stack. So my nines end up holding, and I win this awesome pot. So yeah, guys, end up really including this hand only to tell you like how I would play jacks. And this isn't like a rule of thumb by any means, but I'm in the big blind at the moment, And the way that I play jacks is I come in very quick and aggressive, and if a queen through ace hit the flop, then I kind of go passive. So there ends up being 2 callers just to trying to limp in for 600. And the way that I'm going to play jacks in this hand is right now I've got to think, because I didn't get any raises, that I'm pretty good. I end up raising this thing up to 3,000 on top, so 3,600. And all the players are going to fold. So I would say jacks are really good for raising pretty aggressive pre-flop. Get those hands out of there. And I win that small pot. All right, guys. So I got a table change, and I get ace-king offsuit. So love this hand, especially late in game. I'm actually the second chip leader, so I'm a big stack. I end up raising this up to 7,000. I really raised it up to 8, but I announced 7, so I got to pull that chip back, which is unfortunate, but the blinds are 1 and 2, I believe, so not a huge bet, but a pretty decent sized bet. And really lucky to get it on the button. I'm going to get 3 folds until woman to my right ends up making the call, and then the player to her left makes the call. So we're going to get 3 to a flop, and looking for an ace or a king, hoping to hit good. And we're going to come down here to a flop, and the flop's going to come pretty solid for me. It comes 10, jack, king, rainbow. The woman to my right ends up going all in. And I'm just thinking, have top pair, top kicker. If she flopped a straight, she flopped a straight. There's nothing I can do. But I would say for the most part, I'm going to probably be good. I end up making the call, and you're going to end up seeing a run out. But yeah, 10 ace king right here, I would say automatic call. Even since it's, it's a rainbow board, I end up making the call. Whatever happens, happens, just hoping that I'm ahead. She shows her cards, and she ends up telling me she is jack queen. So let's see her run out.
Well, that was pre-flop. Yeah.
I'm about to get... This is going to hurt for me. Yep. Oof.
So yeah, what are you going to do, guys? Very happy to get kings in this hand, but that last hand, I made the right call. I was ahead on the flop. I was ahead pre-flop on the flop. The only thing that really killed me was the turn. It is what it is. That's poker. But yeah, I got kings here, so I ended up raising to 8,000, and I got 1 call. And pretty happy to get kings. I want to get all the money in the middle somehow. And this player to my right ended up just making the call, so hoping that he hits the board a little bit, so that way I can just shove. And if he has an ace and an ace comes out, it is what it is. At this point, he would have 3 outs to hit it, so there really is no difference. But loving my hand, I go through it one last time just to show you guys. And we're going to have a nice little healthy pot of about 16,000. Flop's going to come pretty solid for me. 3-3-9 rainbow. I end up shoving, hoping he has something. Maybe he's got queens or jacks. And he looks at it for a second, and he ends up making the fold. And pretty happy to pick up that pot, and I win. All right, so about 8 hands later, and I get ace-king suited. That'd be spades. And I'm in the big blind for 5,000. Player to my right is a short stack, and I feel a little bit bad when he decides to shove. And I don't ever feel bad playing poker, but I know that he probably did it because typically the big blind's going to be weak, and he's trying to pick up a couple blinds. And unfortunately, that's not the case, good sir. He goes all in, and I snap call with my ace-king suited. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But at this point, that's what I was going to do anyways. So we're going to go to a flop, guys, and I'll show you the run out, hoping that my ace-king of spades can hold. And he ends up showing me queen-9 offsuit. So right now I got him in pretty bad position. Let's hope we can get a hold.
All in. Yeah. All in.
Oh, wow. Wow. All right.
All right, guys, now coming to the final hand of the night, and even the hand of the night, I guess you could say. So Yeah, we went to live stream final table. I have queens, end up shoving, and I've got to shove. I have queens final table. Want to steal at least the blinds. I really want to call. I really really do want to call. If aces calls, if kings calls, it is what it is. But I want to call right here, and yeah. So Gil ends up making the call. And the dealer goes by, it looks like red rum is what he goes by. He's got pocket eights, so he's in a tough position. Based off the hands I've been playing, he's got to know I'm pretty strong here. He was the dealer for both my ace-king hands. He saw my kings. So he's a smart player. He knows he's probably putting me on minimum of 10s or higher because I wouldn't be shoving, especially at a turn in this way. If I could do anything different, I really wouldn't. Even if I did a min raise, I'm sure Gil goes all in and I just call. If anything, it would bring more players in the pot that are unwanted with more aces. But Gil's going to be the only one that makes the call, and I'm going to take y'all to a run out so you can see. Just know this is obviously the final hand of the night for a reason, and it is a brutal one. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you here for the end.
Get one of your 3 outs. It is what it is.
Like a player screen. It's too big.
Well, that's not fun. Oh. Okay. Dog this man. Oh my god. Oh.
Wow. What a crazy, crazy night. You look at my hand history. Honestly, I played pretty solid poker. I would say I played my best poker that I could. I shoved with a 40K stack with queens. And Gil had ace queen with the ace of spades, and then 4 to a flush came on the board. You know, the spade just got me. He didn't even hit an ace. So honestly, that hand was wild. But overall, I had a fun night. My girlfriend made it into the points. She made final 2 tables. There was a total of 4 tables going at once, which is awesome. That means she did better than over half the people. I'm pretty stoked with how I played. I wouldn't change any of that, but I had a fun time. Can't wait to come back in here again sometime in the future and bring her with me because she can hold her own. I did win that little bet though, so I'm at least up $20. But anyways, I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment. Tell me how you would change my poker game, how you think I could do better, maybe things I do really good at. I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just very excited for what the new year will bring. But anyways, much love, guys. Peace out.